Hey guys, so I just wanted to show you a few things that I've planted recently. So along the outside of the kitchen area, I have this hedge of yews, and I just felt like it just needed something underneath with some color. And so I planted 5 pink pearls Heuchera, and they are just really, really pretty. They have these really beautiful pale pink blooms on them, and the leaves are just really interesting with some kind of shades of mauve and pink and green, and so that's going to fill that area in really nicely. I had an astilbe that I wanted to plant right here, but there's an anthill there, and I got a little nervous that I didn't put anything right there as of yet. And then last week, my Oh So Easy roses, the extra ones that I ordered, came in. So now I have this nice little border here of Oh So Easy roses here in the what's going to be the rose garden. So I've got 2 lemon zest, followed by 2 Italian ice, 2 petite pink, 2 hot paprika, and I do have 1 bloom on this hot paprika, and it started off orange and it has faded to pink, and it is really pretty. So I've got 2 of the hot paprika, 1 mango salsa, and then 2 easy peasy, which are kind of a bright pink. So those are looking great. I've got more roses coming from heirloomroses.com. I've got a David Austin rose, I've got a Mr. Lincoln, and I don't remember what the others are, but those are coming, but they're not going to come, I think, until late July or early August. So, and then we did some cleaning up of our tree line in the back of the house. We had a bunch of volunteer trees and some vines that were trying to choke out some of the trees. And we had a ton of snake root, which is just a weed. So we spent some time over the weekend pulling all those out and cutting down those volunteer trees and stuff. And now that back tree line where the evergreens are just looks really nice and formal and intentional and everything. So I'm really liking that. And then look at those ultraviolet garden phlox. How just incredibly beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love them. We got the bunting up and it looks so nice. We've got bunting there up on the balcony, and then on the other balcony outside the library. And then my hardy hibiscus is starting to bloom, and it is just beautiful. It's kind of starting to lose its bloom for the day, but you can see the stalks are covered in buds, and it just looks great. So really happy about that. I've got a couple more things that I planted in the courtyard. I had a Bridal Veil astilbe that I was going to put next to the yews, and I ended up putting it there, and it'll get to be about 3 feet tall. Probably not going to get blooms on it this year. It'll probably be next year, but they'll be real pretty. I still have a couple other things that I want to tuck in here, and then I put in this really pretty kind of magenta hydrangea that will get to be about 3 feet tall, 3 feet wide, and it has this really beautiful kind of dark leaf on it that is really beautiful. So I'm looking forward to that growing up. It looks like I'm starting to get some bloom heads coming up on my Japanese anemone, and then the coleus and the impatiens and everything is just looking really great in here. That astilbe is bloomed and it's starting to fade, which makes me very sad because it's so pretty. And then in the back here, I saw this lovely little peach foxglove, and I just couldn't resist. And it should seed on its own, so I should, in theory, have more volunteer foxglove for years to come. I'm not sure how it's going to tolerate being in that area because the light is kind of iffy back there, but we'll see. It was cheap, so I said, why not? And then my next project is to plant this entire area right here up until that oak leaf hydrangea. So I have this big front flower bed here that extends most of the house, and this oak leaf hydrangea kind of represents a change in the level of sun. So here towards the courtyard and the front door, it gets part sun to part shade, and then this area towards the garage is full sun, but it's morning sun. So to be honest, I've been a little daunted by how much I have to plant in here and a little overwhelmed. So I ended up going and working with a gentleman that does landscape design at Grandma's Gardens, and he has been great, and we have come up with a great layout for us to do in here. I think because I'm getting going so late in the planting season, I'm going to plant the part sun, part shade area, because we're coming into the full heat of the summer, and I don't want to have to fry. I don't want to end up frying the plants that I get. I don't want to spend a bunch of money on plants and then end up frying them, because, you know, our work schedules are hectic, and I don't want to get into a situation where we forget to water or we don't water consistently, and then it ends up being a problem. So I am going to plant this area, and we have lots of really interesting things that we're going to put in there that are not typical. They're not going to be your average run-of-the-mill knockout roses and yellow daylilies. So a lot of really interesting things that are going there. So that is what we've got going. And then the other thing that I did was I transplanted some mint from a container that I had. It wasn't doing really good. It looked like it had chlorosis. So I transplanted that mint to an area that's in the ground, but is surrounded, the bed is surrounded by concrete, which I wanted because mint is extremely invasive, and I did not want to have the mint taking over a big flower bed area. But the mint is very sentimental to me because it's my great-grandfather's mint from Lebanon that he brought over to America from Genet over 100 years ago, and people in the family have just been taking clippings and propagating it ever since. So I really wanted to keep that mint. Hopefully that'll grow well. And then I did plant some seedlings, or I'm attempting to plant some seedlings here for some cold weather veggies. So we've got broccoli, kohlrabi, carrots, mesclun mix, Swiss chard, stuff like that. So we'll see if the seedlings come up. I don't know, I've never done it before, so I'll keep you all posted as things grow. That's the update. Bye.